Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber Owen Watson, I am playing his 5-color Devoted Druid combo deck in Modern. The Devoted Druid combo, I don't know if this is popular anymore, but it used to be a defining archetype of Modern. Devoted Druid, 1 and a green, 0/2, tap to add a green, put a -1 counter on it to untap it. Normally, this means you can chase an extra mana out of it at some point in a game if you're playing it fair and square. However, Vizier of Remedies, if one or more -1 counters would be put on a creature you control, put that many -1 counters -1 on it instead. 1 -1 is 0. You get to untap this thing as many times as you want, get as much green mana as you want with Vizier of Remedies in play. That's the combo we're building towards. Step 1 of the combo is get these two things into play. So there is fast mana in Birds of Paradise and Noble Hierarch to speed out, because this is a 4 mana investment to get these things into play. Jumping that ahead by a turn with a Mana Dingus will help you get there. Eladamri's Call, search your deck for a creature, put it in your hand. Finale of Devastation, search your deck for a creature, put it into play. There's a lot of ways to get these pieces into play. Step 2 is, what are you going to do with all this green mana? Duskwatch Recruiter, 2 and a green. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put it in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. With Recruiter in play and infinite green mana, you can put all the creatures in your deck into your hand. Now that you have all the creatures in your deck in your hand, you can just dump out all of your Birds of Paradise, Noble Hierarchs. Walking Ballista for infinite should do the job on its own. Spellskite can be cast. If you have any color of mana laying around, you can also cast these non-green cards. And if you have any of these non-green cards in play, Shalai, Voice of Plenty. You and planeswalkers you control and other creatures you control have hexproof. 4 green, put a +1 counter on each creature you control. Your creatures can be infinite with Shalai and infinite green mana. King Kenrith here. 1 and a green, put a +1 counter on target creature. Your creatures can be infinite with green mana as well. And you do have sources of all the other colors. There's like 1 of each Shockland and then the Birds of Paradise to tie Kenrith together. 1 red giving all your creatures haste could unlock your Birds of Paradise so you can cast Shalai or similar. There's some cool overlap here. You shouldn't really need to gain life, draw cards, or reanimate things if you're going off with Kenrith, but if you get into a grindy game, I can see a world where like Eladamri's Call for Kenrith and you just have mana in play. Could be an engine on its own. Finale of Devastation. Search your library for a creature card with mana value X or less, put it onto the battlefield. If X is 10 or more, creatures you control get +X and gain haste until end of turn. This is a self-contained win condition. If you have infinite green mana, you just X equals a bajillion and just put a bajillion creature into play with haste and crack your opponent. Birds of Paradise can fly. Shalai can fly. I'm pretty sure you can even get Walking Ballista, because normally if you tutor up Walking Ballista straight into play, it's a 0/0. But if it gets +X until end of turn, it's an XX, and then you can use your additional mana 4 at a time to put counters on it and ping your opponent to death if attacking somehow isn't enough. There's just a lot of moving parts here. And when you're not going straight for the combo, like let's say you pair into Amulet, who might have a faster combo than you, you can use all of these creature tools to find Magus of the Moon. If you're dying to a Murktide region, you can use all these creature search tools to find yourself a Solitude or a Deputy of Detention. There's just a lot of moving pieces here. You're playing against Burn or Infect, find that Spellskite, buy some time. It's a toolbox deck that's also a potential turn 3 combo deck. There's very scary stuff. And Owen's version goes into all 5 colors, which just opens up the toolbox. It does make the mana a little worse. I imagine there are times if you play enough matches with this deck where your hand is like Stomping Ground, Breeding Pool, Forest, and you can't cast your Vizier of Remedies. That is the cost you pay to get access to Magus of the Moon and Deputy Detention, etc. Hopefully Birds of Paradise can tie the room together. Love this card. I haven't gotten to play 4 Birds of Paradise in a deck in a very long time, and I'm excited to do that. Also worth mentioning, LURRUS just got banned. Surprise. I actually queued this deck up yesterday, at the time of recording, yesterday, and it had a LURRUS in it. It wasn't a LURRUS companion deck, but there was just a LURRUS in the 60 that you could have in your creature toolbox. And I was literally had this deck up on Magic Online and happened to check Twitter, and they're like, hey, LURRUS is banned. So this is the fresh post-LURRUS list. This is my first post-LURRUS video, post-ban update video of any format. They also hit some pauper cards. But no LURRUS in the format. Some other decks get to breathe again, and this might be one of them. All these sweet 4 and 5 drops and 3 drops. I feel like I could talk about all the intricate interactions in this deck all day, but I'd rather just jump in and see how they work. One thing that I did notice is there's not a way to untap Birds of Paradise or filter green into other colors. So Kenrith, if you want to give your creatures haste, you have to have a red available somewhere. Though I suppose you could do the Duskwatch Recruiter thing, get all your Birds of Paradise, give them all haste, and then you'd have a white off one of them and a red off another. But the creatures already have haste. So yeah, I don't think there's a way to just like draw infinite cards or gain infinite life with Kenrith, but Kenrith does do a lot of work without that going on. I suspect Kenrith, like I said, is a stable board engine or just a large creature if you need that, and not so much an essential piece of the combo turns. This is a non-combo turn card for the most part. Okay. That's all the value I can add without playing the deck. Let's jump into it. I'm on the draw in round 1. No companions revealed. That's refreshing. I think I keep this hand. This has many colors. It has half of a combo. It can dig if it needs to. If there's any Druid combo experts in the chat, let me know if you keep just mostly fair Druid hands on the draw like this. I think it's fine. Like, do you just mulligan for Eladamri's Call? That seems unlikely. I'm going to play my Stomping Ground tapped and pass the turn. They shocked in Steam Vents, which means they're going to opt or Lightning Bolt or consider. Like, they either have a cantrip or a Lightning Bolt. And I can at least play around Lightning Bolt. I mean, and by can, I mean have to play around Lightning Bolt. Oh, good, they're Dredge. What do I do against Dredge? All right, they hit Creeping Chill and Narc Amoeba immediately off of their Dredge. Just going to consult the list real quick, figure out what my plan is here. Do I have Graveyard Hate? There is 1 Endurance in the sideboard, and Race is the other option. Yeah, being on the draw here kind of stings. Flashing back, Otherworldly Gaze. Yeah, they're doing this one main phase. They actually made a mistake with the Gaze. I think they were supposed to cast that on my second main, not in my end step, because then Prized Amalgam could have been in play already. But yeah, they tightened up and figured that out here. This Conflagrate in the graveyard sucks. That Conflagrate has historically been the thing that really cracks these creature matchups for Dredge. I drew a white card, so I can exile Amalgam, which I might end up doing. I just have to decide if I'm going to go for Druid. So I feel like they're going to want to Conflagrate this turn anyway. And swinging for the fences with Druid seems like it makes more sense. I think I'm going to fetch basic planes to protect my life total. It gives me access to the colors I need, and I'm going to play Recruiter. If they didn't have the face-up removal spell right here in Conflagrate, I would have led on Druid. But they do, so sorry me. And I am going to zap the Prized Amalgam. I have to protect my life total. Dredge is mostly a aggro burn deck in Modern, between Creeping Chills, Conflagrates, and just cheese quick creatures. Just keeping that pressure off is important. Cathartic Reunion, yikes, with 2 dredgers. Here comes their whole deck. Narcomoeba with a prized amalgam. That could have been worse. There was one Narcomoeba, 1 prized amalgam in that stack of cards. And no additional dredgers. But there is an otherworldly gaze. I have concerns. And I did not flush out the Conflagrate. I can take 2 damage now and then never again off Overgrown Tomb, or I can take 1 damage now. Yeah, I'm going to tap Horizon Canopy more than twice if I'm going to win this game. So I'm going to look at my top 3 cards. This also flips my Werewolf. Found a Giver of Runes. Not really what I want, but not bad. Am I going to trade my Kralin Horde Howler for Prized Amalgam? Probably. They can just Conflagrate it and smush for 6 plus the 1 off Conflagrate. Ugh. Yeah, I'm like almost dead to Conflagrate straight up, so I do need to make these trades where I can find them. Another Cathartic Reunion. It's relentless. It never stops. Yeah, the turn 2 creature on the draw strat here did not keep up with Dredge on the play. Silver Smoke Ghoul also in the mix here. Yep, that's not it. Okay. Yeah, steamrolled. Now that I know what's going on, I can plan a little better. We've got Endurance, obviously. Lavinia, each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. I believe that stops Conflagrate. Like their X has to be... like Conflagrate costs red X. Sounds reasonable. Renton Forge Tender also stops Conflagrate from sweeping me, at least, which is important. Plague Engineer could name Illusion and just wipe out Narcomoebas. Meddling Mage, they have so many Cathartic Reunion effects that I don't think this is something I want. It can name Conflagrate, but doesn't seem great. Grist doesn't seem important. I don't think piling up on Prismatic Endings is the play, because they have so many redundant, repeatable, free creatures. All right, Magus of the Moon comes out. I want everything that combos, and everything that combos, everything that disrupts, and nothing that doesn't, basically. I think Kenrith is too slow. Just drawing that 5-drop last game was really bad. Deputy of Detention can sweep out a bunch of Narcomoebas or all of the prized amalgams. Shalai is a little chunky for this matchup. Guess I do have to win the game somehow if I go off. Just leaving Shalai in for that reason makes some sense. Walking Ballista can help stabilize even on a fair board, so I like that. Playing out all the mana dorks versus the Conflagrate deck is a little bit worrisome. Maybe I don't need Lavinia because I have the Forge Tenders, and that's just a smoother way to do basically the same thing. I guess I'm submitting this. I kind of want the Deputy back in, but I'm not going to be able to figure it out in under 10 seconds. Okay, this is the same hand, but worse, that lost me last game. I'm going to mulligan this one. Okay, this one has some action. Keep and send one of the Horizon Canopies to the bottom. This one at least has a straight line to Endurance. I cast Giver on turn 1. Turn 2, I can hold up Eladomri's Call, which is an instant, and I have a green card. If I need to emergency get and fire off Endurance on turn 2, I can. This Gemstone Caverns is terrifying. Who figured out this card in Modern? Just all the Rhino decks play it, and the Cascade decks, and now Dredge figured it out too. Ugh. I don't like it. Oh my god. They have 2 cards in their hand. Golgari Thug, Cathartic Reunion. Oh, Jesus. The turn 2 Endurance, not good enough. That's where we are right now. They hit a Narcomoeba and a Prized Amalgam. And Creeping Chill as a bonus. It's okay. Endurance still... oh, there's a Silver Smoke Ghoul in there too. Great. Great. I tried so hard and got so far. I think I'm just going to have to endure my beatdown this turn, and then, speaking of endure, cast Endurance next turn. Oh, they're doing the Dark Blast trick. Tilt. You can Dark Blast one in X2 in your upkeep, and then Dredge Dark Blast for your draw step, and then kill the X2. The old Deathrite Shaman trick. That also puts a Dredger in their graveyard immediately. Oh, they didn't. Oh, they must have. Oh, yeah, they just hit a second Dark Blast. Never mind. Yeah, they did have it. And Giver can't save herself. She is another creature you control. I'm going to 7 here, fetching to 6. I have to take 1 from my land and then another one from my other land. Get this Endurance. There's Devoted Druid. If I go to 5 to cast Endurance, I guess I should just do it now because they have these 2 Dark Blasts. Those are their Dredgers. Their hand is Golgari Thug and another Dredger. Yeah, I'm just going to do it now before they can dredge. They can attack and put me to 1. Then I can't cast Tap Horizon Canopy anymore. Here they come. I'm going to block Amalgam, I think. Yeah, if I block Amalgam, that one dies. I go to 1. I can Walking Ballista for 1 to pick off Narcomoeba. Okay, I can block one of these. Yeah, I can block 2 of them, ping the other. Oh god, we're so close to stability here. Ballista for 1. Turn Timber Symbiosis as the Serpentine Wood. ETB tapped. I'm going to block Golgari Thug with Walking Ballista and shoot Narcomoeba. That keeps Thug out of the graveyard, because if they dredge a Creeping Chill, the game is over. They can also use all their mana this turn. You can... Oh no. Oh no. Portable Hole is the card they drew. That wasn't in their hand already. Okay, sure. Yeah, we had a turn 2 Endurance, but they went off on turn 1, just playing from behind, and then drew Portable Hole. They have dredged every draw step for the whole game, and they discarded their whole hand on turn 1, so the Portable Hole was their draw for this turn. Okay, GG's. I'm on the draw in round 2. This mana base is gonna hurt, but I'm keeping this hand. I have Birds of Paradise to ramp, Vizier's in hand. I can call my Druid, and I can even use Spellskite to protect if I feel like I have time to breathe and do that. Tron, okie dokie. This matchup, I think, if I recall correctly, mostly comes down to Oblivion Stone, which is not a particularly beatable card, but I can try to race. Losing the die roll is going to be pretty devastating here. Opponent said sorry for the Tron in the chat. Is what it is. There is not a Collector Oof in this 75. That is normally how I'd want to fight Tron. Oh, there is a Magus of the Moon, though. Yeah, right. That one. I guess it will depend on what their turn 2 is. Or turn 3. Turn 2 has already come and gone. Yeah, I'm gonna play my bird and hope I'm not dead. Guess I could have played Spellskite. That plays around Karn the Great Creator, just nuking my lands. Maybe it's just like Wormcoil Engine. Alright, I meant Karn Liberated, but here's Karn the Great Creator anyway. What is this getting? Hopefully something that dies to Magus of the Moon. Liquid Metal Coating. Okay. That's tough, but okay. Glad I didn't cast Spellskite, by the way. Jesus. This non-activatable 0/4. Oh no! Now every mana, nothing wasted. That means I have to draw the land. Damn. Now I'm not even sure if I want to show the Magus of the Moon. Guess I'm going to, though. I'm not winning this game any other way. Yeah, they can coat one of my lands in the upkeep to like Rashad and Port me, and then I have to draw an untapped mana source to deploy Magus. Or I could get Deputed Attention, try to exile the Karn. Alright, I'm gonna take my swing here. I would have preferred Karn Liberated, jeez. Moment of Truth. Reason up my bird. I don't have any instance I can use that for. Okay, we're in there. Always had it. I'm not sure if this actually wins the game, but it does help. They can still just pick off my lands one by one with Karn, but that does leave my bird open. And now I have something that can attack Karn over time. I don't know. This game just got weird. Oh yeah, nuking my basic planes makes a lot of sense. I am also subject to Blood Moon. Please don't have another Dismember. or a Walking Ballista or anything at all. Okay, we've gotten to my turn. Lands are still good draws. Oh, Noble Hierarch. Yeah, that puts an extra damage on Karn. I can play Noble Hierarch. I can play Spellskite. It doesn't do anything now, but I'm playing to a world where Karn isn't in play anymore. Get my Exalted trigger. That kills Karn a whole turn earlier than expected. Yeah, I would have attacked it to 2, it goes to 3. I attack it to 1, it goes to 2, then it dies. Instead, it goes straight to 1, then dead. Radic Star, that sucks. Now they can cast green cards. They could like Sylvan Library or Sylvan Scrying for basic forest and be unlocked, at least on color. Hoping to control the raw mana still. That still matters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, they get to blow up another land this turn. I'm just playing on my mana dorks. Ancient Stirrings. Okay, as far as things they could do with their 1 floating green go, Ancient Stirrings is not the most terrifying. Second Karn, awesome. Looking forward to that. Well, at least I can kill the first one. Is that still important to me? What do I want to do here? Drawing a land is nice. That lets me do what? I can finale for 2. Yeah, I think I need to finale for 2. Get Druid. Yeah, green, 1, 2. Finale for 2. And I'm going to get Devoted Druid. Then attack Karn. I'm going to at least make them spend the mana on the second one. And if they coding in the wrong order, I can clip it with Spellskite. I can't imagine that would happen. Like, your brain would have to malfunction significantly to, like, coat something before you play Karn. Right. Okay, Karn's back. They could skip... Okay, I was going to say they could skip killing one of my lands this turn and just, like, Rishadan Port my Devoted Druid, which I think might have been the better call. Okay, I think I win. I get to play Vizier off of Noble Hierarch and land. And then I have infinite green mana. I can cast Kenrith and then attack for infinite. There's a lot of clicking here, but maybe my opponent will concede when I cast Kenrith. I'm just going straight upstairs with the attack. Kenrith. I will demonstrate that I can win this game. +1 counter on Magus of the Moon. Alright, do we need to click through this? This is an unfriendly moto-clicking game. Or moto-clicking deck. Magus of the Moon, hard carry, by the way. Opponent has conceded. I appreciate saving both of us time. The win is on board. Yeah, Magus of the Moon. And just some timely drawing lands, even though they were dying quickly and they were all mountains anyway. That was helpful. Lavinia is good here. Outland Liberator is good here. It's destroying artifacts and enchantments. Grist can kill planeswalkers. I like that. Kataki isn't really where I want to be. I kind of wish this Kataki slot was just Collector Oof. I assume the Kataki is for, like, Hammer and other Saga decks where it's a lot better than Oof. Cards that are less good include... well, Spellskite was pretty embarrassing against the Karn the Great Creator deck. I don't think Solitude's going to find many targets. Anything that removes a permanent is good. You, planeswalkers, and other creatures. This does not protect my lands from Karn. Yeah, King Kenrith, hell yeah. Just a 5/5 also plays in this matchup. Being able to attack a planeswalker, especially if I have an extra red around, like 5/5 haste can just Reality Smasher, go after planeswalkers with it. And if my plan is to turbo into Magus, then I need all my mana dorks in play. Giver of Runes actually seems kind of medium. Well, Magic Online did the thing where it freezes during sideboard again, and I didn't have time to reboot, so looks like we're just playing game 1 again. Hey, Magic Online. One of your larger content creators continually gets hung up in sideboarding. It looks really bad for your program. I'm trying to promote you here. Fix that shit. I will keep this hand with turn 2 Magus of the Moon, though. Might not need the sideboard. Hoping for the best. Expedition map. Okay, they have turn 3 Tron, but I have turn 2 Magus. I think I just want basic forest to keep things running here. Just bet on bird. They did show me Dismember game 1. If I were on the play, I might have time to sneak Giver of Runes in before Dismember can rip me apart, but unfortunately, that's not where we are. I could just play Giver, Giver, Bird right now and just try to be rolled up for next turn. I'm actually going to do that. Go ahead, tell me I'm crazy, but I want to make sure this works. Oh, I should have played 2 Givers, not 2 Birds, but hopefully it's all good. If they just have like Oblivion Stone or Ugin, you can't cast Ugin on turn 3 like this. But all right, let's see what they do have. I've played around Dismember. I've done what I can in that regard. I let them have turn 3 Tron. Karn Liberated. Oh, they're eating my hand. You can have this extra Giver of Runes. And land, fetch basic planes. Do I want to draw a card with Horizon Canopy, or do I want to get Ballista into play? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I can Ballista for 1. I think drawing a card's going to do more for me overall. Magus of the Moon, get in there. Okay, Giver. Live up to your potential. I do wish I had 2 of them in play, though. That was definitely a spew playing the 3rd bird instead of the 2nd Giver. Protection from colorless. Hell yeah. That's a thing Giver of Runes does. Now they hit me with the Dismember because I played wrong. Chromatic Sphere. Okay. Game goes on. Green mana in the pool. Ancient Starrings. Oblivion Stone. It's less scary when they don't have Tron, but it's still the scariest card that they have. Chromatic Star. Okie dokie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ballista for 3. Attack Karn. They didn't play a land last turn, which okay, they drew a land for this turn. My Horizon Canopy is gone. Officially in top deck mode. If I draw one of my tutors, I can exile or remove Oblivion Stone. Otherwise, I am obliterated by a land drop next turn. Oh, there's the stone. Protection from colorless doesn't stop Oblivion Stone from smushing. Stone will also kill Karn, though. They don't have time to give it a fate counter. Can't run out this Devoted Druid as much as I want to. I think I have to just 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a +1 counter on Ballista. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can kill Karn. That at least keeps me from going Hellbent. I don't feel good about this game. Certainly wish I had my sideboard cards available to help me fight this Planeswalker. Put Karn to 3 loyalty, and then Ballista can finish it. 1, 2, 3. And then I need the 4 cards in their hand and the top 2 cards of their deck all to not be lands, just to get another turn. Pop the star, looking for that redraw. Pass the turn, no land drop. Pass the turn, no land drop. Tilt. Okay. We are in Oblivion. I'll deal my 1 damage to them on the way out. Then all my permanents die. And I'll correct this fetch land that I left up in case Magus died. And by in case, I mean in the 100% likelihood that Magus died. Okay, what color do I want here? Red on the splash gives me haste off of Kenrith. Blue on the splash gives me Deputy of Detention. If my sideboard cards were in the deck, I would easily pick blue. I could get white just to make sure my base colors are set up, but I have these basic lands. I definitely want a splash color here. I think I want red for haste. Oh, okay. I can make infinite mana next turn if they have nothing. Oh wait, no, I don't have double white. Shit. Okay. I should have just got a white land and got set up. I was too fancy with trying to plan for the splash color when the core of my deck is already failing. All right. We don't need to keep playing this one. Maybe I'll get to sideboard this game. Maybe I was being too clever with the Giver of Runes and I should have just jammed the turn 2 Magus, but I don't know. Like, that honestly seems like a reasonable thing to do to me. Solitude's out. Spellskite's out. I mean, Spellskite also protects Magus. July also protects Magus. There's a lot of stuff that protects Magus here. but I need to actually win the game, not just protect Magus. Do I want Meddling Mage for Oblivion Stone, just betting that that's the card I'm most worried about? Maybe. Okay, I have all of my Disruptive Hate Bears in, and then Grist can kill Planeswalkers, Outland Liberator can kill artifacts and enchantments. Magus always looming. I did board out a lot of protection for Magus, but I hope I don't need it all specifically this time. No disruption at all here. Oh, I can Finale for Magus. If I go turn 1 Bird, turn 2 Land, Bird, Giver, I can have turn 3 Magus with Giver protection. I'm going to keep... I need to draw a land in my next 2 draw steps to have that line available. Or if I draw Vizier or Druid, I can just go for the combo instead. Opponent mulled to 5. Tron is supposed to mulligan. When your Tron opponent keeps 7 or even 6, you're just already dead. Just go home. But a mull to 5, we take those. The difference between mull to 5 and just keep 6 or 7 is usually dismember. Like, and what I mean by that is if they mull to 5 just to get Tron, then the extras, like the things they have to put on the bottom, is like the extra things that they would like to have in their hand. Okay, I did not find the land. Land off the top gets me Magus with protection before they have Tron up. Come on, deck. Help me out here. This is how we drew it up. Land off the top. Yes, okay, I'll take it. Serpentine Wood. Yes, pay the troll toll. Finale for 3. Search my library. Yes. Put Magus of the Moon into play. And go. Expedition map can get a forest, so they can play normal from here. But I can Kenrith next turn, or Meddling Mage if I have a read of something that I need to destroy. And land off the top gives me Kenrith with haste, just Reality Smasher. Close the game out while they're spinning. Okay, they got Blast Zone, which doesn't work under Magus of the Moon. They must have a plan to remove Magus if they did that. Star. Green. Stir. 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 Stir Tribal. Found the forest off Ancient Stirrings that they probably wanted to get off of Expedition map anyway. But I don't know what's in their hand or what their plan is, so not going to be a D about it. Okay. Oh, that's a redundant tower. So they don't actually have Tron right now, to my knowledge, under the Magus. Land for Reality Smasher? Yes. Smash back to reality. Here comes Kenrith. Creatures gain haste. Let's close this down quick. This is the game plan that I thought Kenrith was for in the deck tech, where it's like, we're kind of grinding, it's kind of close, I have some birds, but I'm not comboing. Yeah, Kenrith is not a combo piece in this deck. The haste might be relevant sometimes, but Kenrith is here to take over games that aren't really going anywhere quick. Holding up this Giver feels so good. If they have Stone right now, I could still be in trouble. Okay, there's Karn. If Karn wishes for something, I can name that thing with Meddling Mage. Like whatever it is. Ensnaring Bridge, okay. Can name that. Can I just win the game here? I'm attacking for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 13 damage. If I cast Recruiter, then I have 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, 10 to attack with. And I would need to tap 1, 2 for Recruiter, 1 to give it haste, and then I can give 1/1 counter. I'm a little bit short in multiple directions here. I can cast Meddling Mage, cast Recruiter, kill Karn, put a damage on them. Okay, I think I want a Meddling Mage or Oblivion Stone. Oblivion Stone, turn that off. Oh, right, all of my lands are mountains, so these creatures have haste for free. Yeah, that's right. Okay, give my creatures haste. That means I get to put extra damage on my opponent and attack Karn, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I am one green mana short here of winning the game on the spot, but since that's where we are, I'm going to take out Karn and put them to dead on board. They're dead under the Ensnaring Bridge. Like, they have to get down to 1 card in hand to not be dead through Ensnaring Bridge. Certainly stretching your mana base to 5 colors is not going to be huge in every matchup, but in the matchups where you want Magus of the Moon, you really want Magus of the Moon. It's a very important card. Okay, they're at 4 cards in hand, back up to 5. Stirring. Still 5 cards in hand. Not sure what they're looking for here. Chromatic Star, okay. Popping Star. Yeah, they realized Ensnaring Bridge is not good enough, and I think they're just spinning, but I don't even know what they could spin into here. Dismember leaves them dead because it costs 4 life, and I have plenty of creatures. Okay, GG. Overcame the Moto freeze during sideboarding and won the sideboard game that we had sideboard cards in. Magus of the Moon, hard carry this matchup. On to the next one. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. I'm on the draw again in round 3. We got a straight line to a combo here. I'm going to keep it. I need a payoff for the combo. I also need to make it to turn 3. But here we are. We're ready. Opponent mulled to 5. So my opponent mulled to 4. My opponents have been aggressively mulling in the first 2 rounds, and it turned out they were on Dredge and Tron. Do we ban LURRUS and people just go back to degen like 2016 shit? Is that how Modern works? It's kind of like Legacy, where every time there's a ban list change, people play Stifle again because they like to unlock their pet cards, pretend they're actually good, but they're not. Birds of Paradise. Let's go. They're definitely something degenerate. Oh, Jesus. They're just... Main deck Dark Blast was a card they kept on 4 cards. I'm in trouble. Well, Devoted Druid is an X2, and I hope it's good enough here. Devoted Druid. If they do the Dark Blast trick, I am in trouble. I can still Finale for 2 next turn. If I draw a payoff, I can jam. Cathartic Reunion, discarding Dark Blast and Stinkweed. Yikes. They hit a Creeping Chill, a Narcomoeba, and a Prized Amalgam. There's an Ox of Agonis in that graveyard as well. There's a second Prized Amalgam from their first dredge. Okay, I can win the game right now. I just need to draw something to do with infinite mana, because I have infinite mana. And unfortunately, Blood Moon, I think, helps them more than hurts them. So that's not a pivot I'm looking for. Okay, something to do with infinite mana. Let's go. That's not it. I can... that hurts. Is there a different card? If I'm just off the combo, I have 3, 4, 5. I have 5 mana right now. I can Finale for 3, which gets Deputy. I could just Deputy their 2 Amalgams, but then they Dark Blast my Devoted Druid, and I'm thousands of years away from doing anything. This Ox of Agonis is just chilling here as well. Yeah, I think I'm just dead. No payoff, but the combo is here. And Dark Blast kills my Devoted Druid, so I can't really even commit to anything. I could Blood Moon them. Oh, that does take them off Dark Blast. Okay, here we go. Birds of Paradise, Stomping Ground, Magus of the Moon, and there we go. I have infinite mana still set up for next turn, and I've turned off Dark Blast. They can still Ox me a question, but this does at least get me another draw, and Dark Blast doesn't break me in between. Gonna have to take 7, go to 8. All right, deck, something to do with infinite mana. How about that redraw? Hey, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finale. Get myself a Vizier, which cannot be Dark Blasted. Thank you, Magus of the Moon. And I thought that wasn't going to be good. And they are Deadzos on board. We'll just see how much clicking they want to make me do. Here is Shalai. They asked me in the chat, do I have it? And yes, I do. All right, cool. Yeah, found a way to buy a turn with Magus of the Moon, turning off their interaction, and then... yeah, that was cool. Thanks, Magus. Oh, we've done this before. Endurance, Forge Tender. I think that's all I did, right? And Lavinia was not nothing. I think I decided I didn't want Forge Tender because of... or I didn't want Lavinia because of Forge Tender. This game's not going to get grindy for Kenrith, but Shalai is a combo piece. I don't think I need Spellskite. That does play around Dark Blast. Right, Dark Blast. Shit. I have to respect the hell out of Dark Blast. Even though Magus was an important piece of last game, I don't think it's actually important here. Giver looks important. Spellskite is important. I can try to play around Dark Blast by cutting some number of mana dorks, or I could make them have Dark Blast by having all my mana dorks. Spellskite does play around that. Yeah, I think I need Spellskite, because if I'm boarding out Magus, the only way to protect Vizier is with Giver or Spellskite. Okay, fine. I don't like it, but you got it. And I am gonna shave on at least one mana dork, just trying to find room here. I feel like Solitude could be important to buy time. But if I'm committing to the combo... oh, I'm boarding in all these Forge Tenders, so Dark Blast might just be unbeatable. Okay. I'm gonna do it like this, and just accept that they are a deck with a shitload of Dark Blast in it. This hand needs a little help. My opponent kept 7. I'm already dead. This mana hurts. I don't have a particularly quick finale. I'm gonna mulligan this. This one's got its problems too, but I am gonna keep it. I think this one, at least on spec, is better than the last one. Because I have the whole thing rolled up here. Like, I have 2 Druids, 2 Viziers, and the Wincon. Just have to decide which of these cards I don't want. Eladamri's Call can also get Endurance. I think I have to ship one of the Druids. Okay, they're just holding up Dark Blast. It's so awkward. And this is the life I signed up for. Like, not only does this play into the Dark Blast that they're showing me, but it gives them a Dredger for their first draw step, which they wouldn't have had. Okay, good. Just bet that they didn't actually have one, because I didn't have a second plan, and it seems to have worked somehow. Reunion, discarding Silver Smoke Ghoul and Stinkweed Imp. Okay, they hit Amalgam and another Silver Smoke Ghoul, but no Creeping Chill. I'm going to play my Devoted Druid and hope they don't notice that I missed a land drop. Shh, don't tell them. Oh shit, they have the Dark Blast. They might have dredged Dark Blast like along the dredgers and I just didn't notice. But they do need to have another black source for this trick to work. They do have another black source. I'm gonna untap my Druid. That'll show you. Going out on my terms. Fizzle your Dark Blast. That doesn't do anything. I'm just goofing. Bad news though. They have Dark Blast and I missed my land drop. Land right now could still keep this game competitive. That's not a land. My options are shove this Birds of Paradise and hope next turn I draw a land, but I'm just under the gun to Dark Blast anyway. I'm going to play Duskwatch Recruiter. Like if we end up in some sort of fake Dark Blast game, they hit an Archamoeba, that's going to unlock the prized amalgams. All right, yeah, that was only a matter of time. I kept his hand on spec and it didn't get there. They did not indicate to me that they had Dark Blast on turn 1, but it showed up after I committed to the combo. Oh, they have Prismatic Ending as well. I think we are in trouble. All right, I'm just going to concede this one. They have an actual board. They have Dark Blast looping. Still missing land drops. Birds of Paradise feed it to the Dark Blast. Not the kind of game I'm trying to play. I could just Meddling Mage Dark Blast. Like maybe that is actually something I need to be considering. Or I could just kind of give up on comboing. If I bring in like... if I bring like Kenrith back in Or maybe Magus actually is just that good. Like, turning off Dark Blast. If I'm bringing in Meddling Mage to turn off Dark Blast, Magus the Moon also turns off Dark Blast. And maybe I'm just thinking about this game wrong. And my Forge Tenders are out. These Hate Bears are in. Okay, I'm going to try it like this instead. I would like to point out that you can build your creature combo deck to smush Dredge if you want to. Like, there's 1 Endurance in the sideboard of this build. You could just have, like, 3 Endurance in your main. You could have, like, Remorseful Cleric in your creature package. There's stuff you can do. Sanctifier Envec is a card that could be in this deck. There's a lot of choices, is what I'm trying to say. A Sanctifier, that's a card that should be in the sideboard. Just one of those in the creature package would completely smush this matchup. Yeah, unfortunately, they have the Gemstone Cavern, which means if they have Dark Blast, they still get to kill this Giver using the upkeep trick. I thought we were good on the play with a 1/2 creature. Otherworldly Gaze. That might be worse. And they are not waiting for my end step, like I pointed out in round 1. How I think that you should be doing these in main phases. Okay, they did hit Prized Amalgam and Silver Smoke Ghoul. None of those are Dredgers, though. They don't have to be if there's a Cathartic Reunion coming my way. Oh, Thoughtseize. That's a good one. What do you want? Probably Finale? Yep, took Finale. Pass the turn, okay. All right. Yeah, let's move forward with this situation. Druids in play, Recruiters in hand. I'm a Vizier top deck or Tutor top deck away from being set up here. Otherworldly Gaze is so busted for Dredge. Okay, payoff, 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 payoff. That's Windswept Teeth. That's not a payoff. I'm going to play my Breeding Pool tapped, and I'm going to play my Duskwatch Recruiter. Maybe that should have been untapped, because then I can... No, that's still only... No, it's 1, untapped, 2, 3. Yeah, I could have activated that once. That was bad. I'm playing too conservatively. Like, they can't Dark Blast me anyway because I have Giver. That being an X1. Yeah, I missed an activation of Duskwatch Recruiter in a spot where I'm just desperately trying to find Vizier. Creeping Chill triggers the Silver Smoke Ghoul. The Worldly Gaze. Found Ox of Agonis. Right, they are passing the turn. Ghoul is back, and that triggers Amalgams for next turn. Come on, Vizier. Deputy. Guess I should activate this guy. Come on, Vizier. I don't deserve it, but please give it to me. No love. Another Giver, another Devoted Druid. The second Devoted Druid can crank out turn Timber Symbiosis next turn. My blue land's already in play, so luckily I can just get a basic here. Protect my life total. I don't actually want my Duskwatch Recruiter to flip, so I'm not gonna like do anything weird that would result in it flipping, like skipping casting Devoted Druid to let it flip. Not what I'm interested in. I'm sandbagging this Deputy because these Amalgams are threatening. They can Ox this turn. I'm pretty worried about Conflagrate, but there's not one currently in the graveyard, and if they Ox, their hand gets much smaller. There's a Dark Blast. Dredge, Dredge, Dredge. Okay, they hit a Narcomoeba. No chills. They have no chill. And an Amalgam will come back next turn, or in this end step, and then my Deputy can eat 3 Amalgams if I don't already win the game on the spot. 9 puts me to 4. Yeah, I just have to take this. Okay, deck. It's time. Hey! Thanks, deck. Boop-a-doop, boop, 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 boop. Here's my guy. Here's my girl. GG. We got GG's in the chat. My opponent not making me click through this. I appreciate it. Yeah, having a combo is nice. Normally being this far behind against Dredge, you're just like, okay, guess I'm dead. But being able to rip into a game ender, powerful stuff. I am once again on the draw in round 4. Lost 4 coin flips in the Mana Dork deck. I'm gonna mulligan this hand with no mana sources. I'm gonna keep this hand with the entire combo just in it. My options here are send Dustwatch Recruiter to the bottom because Eladamri's Call can double as one of my other things if they get disrupted. And this is definitely a keep. I can send Recruiter or I can send a Call. And let me map out my mana here. Turn 1, Bird. Turn 2, Druid. Turn 3, I have Bird, Druid, Breeding Pool, Temple Garden. Okay, I do have double white. Yeah, I think sending Dustwatch Recruiter is the play. Because if I'm not comboing, I want Call to get my combo back together. And if I am comboing, Call is just another win condition. Ooh, this is Goblins. Mountain Aether Vial. That is a start you can have. I think I just want basic Forest. Maybe I'm being too careful with my life total, but if they have like Vial in a 1-drop Goblin and then play Munitions Expert, or if they Tar Fire, like I want my life total to be stable when we move into the combo turns. So I can play my Temple Garden tapped and Devoted Druid. So I have to hope this is not a Fury deck, but there's a good chance that it is. Okay. Fetched Blood Crypt tapped. Aether Vial didn't do anything. Maybe this is not Goblins. Goblins is a red-black deck. So Munitions Expert, Sling Gang, Lieutenant. Yeah, all those are cards. Yeah, all right. Goblins confirmed. They're going to get Munitions Expert here, Vial it in, pick off my Devoted Druid. Okay, deal. Good thing I have another one of those. Ooh. All right, I have a lot of those now. I am going to shock in Breeding Pool, which will tell them that I have a spell. Play another Druid. And things I can do now include Eladamri's Call for another Druid. I could Eladamri's Call for Solitude and change the number of goblins they have in hand if they're counting on a specific goblin count, but they're so wide at this point that I don't think that's going to be the difference maker. Okay, Ringleader, and they ticked up their Vial, so they can't Munitions Expert this turn. They have Harbinger and Ringleader. Okay, I think we win. They can push their damage through. I'm not going to get cheeky and like block with Devoted Druid and then die to Gutshot or some bullshit. Eladamri's Call. In the end step, I already have Vizier. I just have to figure out how I want to win this game now. Oh yeah, Walking Ballista. That's a good one. Grab this Ballista. Yeah, that's a pretty straight line. Here is Vizier. And I get a Scoop. Perfect. I appreciate the concession, opponent. Plague Engineer, yeah. Gobble. Brenton Forge Tender. Prevent all damage a red source of your choice would deal this turn. That includes Fury. That includes Munitions Expert. Good stuff. Also just pro red. Just a 1/1 unstoppable dingus in play. I don't think I want any of this other stuff. Like you could argue Prismatic Ending if I need to like pick off an Aether Vial. Life gets a lot easier if they don't have Vial, but also like I can overpower a Vial a lot of the time. I do like Spellskite. I like Shalai. I don't think this is going to be a Kenrith match. I think like you can build, I can see how one might argue, bring in the Prismatic Ending, bring in the Grist, bring in the Endurance, take out combo pieces, and then just become this like bigger creature deck with Plague Engineer in it as a trump. Or you can just bring in your Forge Tenders, cut your Magus, your Kenrith, that kind of stuff, and be a combo deck that is resilient to red removal. And I think I'd rather be on that side of things. Deputy of Detention, like, I don't like cutting removal spells or 1/3 butts against the Goblin deck, but gotta make room for those cards somewhere, and some of these things are basically uncuttable. I think Noble Hierarch is probably cuttable. I like Shalai a lot as a win con. That's like the most castable creature also, and her text matters a lot against just goblins straight up if I end up with Shalai just in my hand. Walking Ballista is just a good card also against goblins. Yeah, I like being a combo deck with just incidentally powerful cards against what I'm playing against. I am not going to keep a spec hand like this. I can do better. This deck is full of mana. Keeping a hand just signing up for mana problems seems like a huge spew. I'll keep this one and send one of the givers to the bottom. I do want the speed of Birds of Paradise. I do want the protection of a giver, but having two of them might be a little much. Mountain Go. All right. I will shock in Temple Garden here. I think it's worth it. They're just representing red removal so clearly here that I want to make sure my mana can cast my spells even without Birds of Paradise in play. Mog War Marshal. Okay. That's a lot of jerks. I can play Giver of Runes and leave up Eladamri's Call. I could play Giver and Recruiter. I could play Birds and Recruiter. I think I need to get Giver down sooner than later, though. I'm going to play Giver and Recruiter. This is enough toughness that Fury doesn't kill all my creatures if they do have Fury. If I play Bird Giver, then Fury does just straight up Plague Wind. Tarfire. Okay. Tarfire confirmed in the deck. They just didn't think the bird was the target. They might be right. I suspected they were leaving up Tarfire in game one. Or in turn one, not game one. Okay, here's Devoted Druid. And I'm not going to play the bird because I would like to Eladamri's Call this turn. If they don't pressure me. Shit. Okay. That's a good one. Okay, my Druid's gone. I'm going to let them... Oh. That's actually fine. Fetch basic forest here, and then I can Eladamri's Call in response. Get Plague Engineer. Resolves. Might as well attack. They're all dead anyway. Okay, never mind. Birds of Paradise. Black. Goblin. Play another Bird of Paradise. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good right now. If they do have a Fury and can kill my birds and Plague Engineer, that's a little worrisome, but I'm still drawing an extra card every turn with Recruiter. Matron dies immediately. They can get Tarfire to pick off Recruiter, or Engineer, whatever this card is called. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. They use one of their most powerful tutors, and yeah, I really don't mind that interaction at all. Symbiosis. I'm a mana short of casting that. Just pump a few times with Recruiter. There's Vizier. I could play Vizier or activate Recruiter again and then flip him. Do I want him to flip? I actually don't. But a 3/3 can attack on this board. Yeah, let's activate again. Let me just pull ahead on cards while cards are still available. Another Bird of Paradise sending 2 calls to the bottom. Okay. Do I think they're going to block? Yeah, I'm not really sure who the Magus is hurting more right now. Like, I'm actually doing fine with it in play. Oh, that sucks. Okay. All right, I found the answer. The Magus is hurting me more. And they have this 3/3 first strike now. But I have Birds of Paradise. There are basic lands in my deck. Okay. I can play Bird of Paradise and Ballista for 2 because of Kralin Horde Howler. This creature costs 1 less. Yep, Ballista for 2. Sneak that in there. And then I can kill their Magus if I care. And this flips the Howler back into other guy. Draw cards guy. 2 cards in their hand. Munitions Expert is pretty good. I can change the number of goblins they have in play pretty easily here. They have to go after Bird. Yeah, okay. Yes, that was a forced play. I can absorb 3 damage here with Ballista. I could block and like ping Magus and then untap, or I could just leave Ballista in play and take 3 damage. Yeah, I'll just take 3 on spec. It's possible that Ballista ends up better than absorbing 3 damage and killing Magus. Or not, you know, whatever. I can activate this, make it a 3/3. I could play the other Recruiter. Yeah, I think I'm just going to play the other Recruiter. Still holding out hope that this will be a spell one day. But maybe I shouldn't. No. Alright, I'm just going to play the Serpentine Wood. If I attack with Ballista, I get a forced... No, my plan is to absorb damage with Ballista anyway. Okay, I'll pass the turn. Goblin Matron, hate that. Snoop, all right. They're snooping. There's a Blood Crypt on top of the deck. Yeah, I don't like Snoop at all, but not sure what I can do about it. I could double block Chain Whirler. That's not what I'm here for, though. I'm gonna block and shoot the Magus. I would like access to my mana at this point, and I think I just have to hope that Snoop doesn't obliterate me in the end step. I don't have blue mana right now. Did I board out my Deputy? I feel like I did. Yeah, there's just not a blue card in the deck. I have black mana. I'm just going to get basic planes. And I'm going to Howl. Or Recruit, whatever this side of the card is. Grab another Vizier. Not sure I need 2 of those, but I have them. Well, Vizier, Devoted Druid, and bet. Go. Please don't snoop me. They have 1 mystery card in their hand. Blood Crypt is their draw, and then they can shred goblins off the top of the deck if they draw them. Okay, the fetch land clears the Blood Crypt. They draw Basic Mountain instead. And the top card is, oh no, it's Sling Gang Lieutenant. Am I dead to that? It's not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I'm not. Oh, Boggart Harbinger was the last card in their hand, so they can get Kiki Jiki and just win the game now. Okay, that was cool. A tight one. Yep, you got me. Yeah, sandbagging the Boggart Harbinger. That was tight. I feel like that one was winnable somewhere, and I just missed the boat on it. Like, I don't feel like there was an egregious punt, but definitely, like, I don't know, some sort of minor sequencing somewhere, because that was close enough that, I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I don't think I'm going to change what's in my deck. I'm going to respect the mana dorks now that I know that Magus is part of their plan. Like, I played pretty well through that Magus. I could bring in Prismatic Endings out of respect for Snoop. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the same thing. Maybe I don't need Spellskite if I have the Forge Tenders and I want an additional Hierarch. Yeah, I just want to go fast on the play. Just all my mana dorks. BFT also stops Chain Whirler from whirling me. Okay, I mean, here's the combo. It's pretty slow, but the entire thing is right here in my hand, and I'm on the play. Temple Garden tapped, go. Like, this is just a turn 3 win if they have nothing, or if they tap out on turn 2. Vial, okay. Oh, look who showed up. A little late to the party on that one. It's alright, though. I get basic forest so I can play through Magus if the game gets to that point. I'm just going to hope that they tap out or don't have the interaction that they need right now. Can't Matron here. They would need a 1-drop to put through the Vial if they want to... Oh, shit. Munitions expert me. Inquisition's good, though. Strip that Vizier. But I can still jam Shalai next turn. And maybe just hang out there. They have land Tarfire. That sucks. Okay. They did not Tarfire. At least not right away. Breeding Pool, get in there. Shalai, get in there. Gigantic Hexproof Angel. She doesn't have Hexproof, but all my other things do. I did just play into Chain Whirler, but I think that's okay to pull ahead on my mana like this. Okay, go. Next turn I can start activating Shalai and buffing my squad for beatdowns. If Shalai gets to be 4-5, I think it's unkillable. Yeah, Chain Whirler's really good. Yeah, like that gets her out of Fury range and most reasonable munitions experts. And I'm going to dump my squad back out again. And I am going to attack. I would like to represent an actual plan to win this game. I'm not actually sure who's favored in this race, but I'm taking it. They're up to Vial on 3. The Snoop combo is really scary. No spells. That's going to flip my Werewolf. I'm not sure that I want that, but it's happening. I'm not going to activate in response. Ooh, yeah. That's the kind of draw I was looking for. And I can cast it for 3. Cool. Attack with Shalai. Just going to leave back my 3/3s and my Walking Ballista here. Wow, didn't spend 4 mana, didn't activate Vial on 3. What's in their hand right now? A bunch of targeted removal at Shalai's blanking, I hope. A bunch of munitions experts. Still holding back the Chain Whirler. Nice. Okay, that was a great draw. I can activate Shalai, put a plus one counter on all my creatures, and I can attack. Let's see, 4, 8, 9, 10. The Vial is making this a little awkward. Like, I have a lethal attack if they have nothing, but if they have anything, oh wait, it's lethal anyway because Ballistic can pick them off. Yeah, okay, sweet. Yeah, Shalai. Just go straight to the house like it's Dominaria Limited. Nice. On to the final round. Officially 0 for 5 on die rolls across this entire league. I'm going to keep my hand, though. And we're playing for a 4-1. Pendelhaven. Is this poison? Oh, it's Hardened Scales. Sure. Hardened Scales is also, like, arguably a combo deck. So we might just be racing here. But having my Fun of One of Solitude just in my hand is nice. Like, if they pile in on this Inkmoth Nexus, that's something I can do. Eladamri's Call. I can do what here? So Call is a white card for Vizier now. I could play to the turn 3 of, or turn 4 of I call this turn, cast Druid next turn, and then Vizier the turn after that. If I have to pitch Vizier to Solitude, that still plays. Okay, yeah. I think that is the way to go, or at least a way to go. Really wish I was on the play, obviously, but here we are. Springleaf Drum. How big can this automaton get? Oh, with Hardened Scales, it's just busted. Stupid large is the answer. Phallic Mimic, okay. What is the type of this card? Construct. Got it. Yep, also a construct. Sweet. This deck is so cool. I'm not even mad that I'm just getting mushed. Okay, I will take my 7 here. Then end of turn, call for Druid. Get Devoted Druid. Land? Alright, cool. Land is nice. That lets me... I think I just want to fetch Basic Forest. Cast Devoted Druid. If I cast Vizier right now, then I don't have Solitude up anymore. If I cast nothing right now, then I've kind of wasted a turn cycle. Blocking in Inkmoth Nexus might be relevant. Okay, I am going to lose a life to cast Dutchwatch Recruiter. Just have my combo set up for next turn. Even if I have to pitch the Solitude here. Like, Recruiter can block the 7/7 ward if it gets big enough to kill me. And then if they pivot and pile onto an Inkmoth Nexus, I can Solitude that. Yeah, I think I actually have to block the 7/7. They just have so much damage on the board. Like, this thing is a 3/3 all on its own. Metallic Mimic and Hardened Scales, just 1 mana 3/3 modular. 2 cards left in their hand, though. Kind of hope they pivot onto some giant Inkmoth Nexus play and just get blown out. Make my life easy. Okay, they came out of the tank with Zabaz, the Glimmer Wasp. They do have red mana to destroy one of their own artifacts with Springleaf Drum, if they want to do that. They are out of cards in hand, so everything that exists is on the board right now. If I lose this game, it's entirely my fault. The Solitude should insulate me where it needs to. I guess I have to chump block Patchwork Automaton with Recruiter, and then pitch Vizier to Solid. I may or may not actually have to pitch Vizier. If I could just keep that in my hand, that's easy. But I can Finale for Vizier next turn, and then cast turn Timber Symbiosis and hope it hits, I guess. Which is not deterministic, but it's also not nothing. Right, there is an Inkmoth Nexus in the mix now. Okay, they can destroy target artifact they control. And modulars do add 1 extra counter, which is 2 extra counters with Hardened Scales. So they can modular 5 onto this, make it 7. I think if I just block the 9/9, I'm good here. 3, 4, 5, and 1 poison. And they can destroy Zabaz itself and do a little extra. Okay. I would love if they just pile onto this Ink Moth and get blown out that way. I would actually love if they just pass priority and do nothing. Just let me have my whole hand. Though, if I do get to blow them out with Solitude in game 1, and then they have to think about that for the other 2 games, like I have more than 1 Solitude, I like that. Okay, there's Zabazing. Destroying the Arcbound Worker, okay. Modularing onto the Ink Moth, which makes it 7. 7 is a smaller number than 10 last time I checked. Okay, yeah, I don't even have to do anything. I can just keep my Vizier. And now I do actually have deterministic win because the finale's in my hand. And now we clicky, clicky, clicky. I'm going to Symbiosis first, because that gives me an extra creature with Finale. Don't think I've ever cast this card before. This is a delight. Okay, I believe if that card has mana value 3 or less, it enters with 3+1 counters. Okay, so I can just get Ballista, and now they're dead. It's just if they want to make me click through this, but the win is literally on the board. They're making me click, so I'm just going to Finale. X is 10 or more, so I just have to sink 10 into this. Or 12. I'll just spend it all, whatever. X is 13. That's plenty. I'll get Recruiter and attack with all my creatures. GG. Finally had an opponent who made me click through it, but it wasn't even bad. That we're within 30 seconds on the clock of each other right now, and honestly, as far as combos that require a lot of clicks go, this is not that bad on Magic Online. Okay, Prismatic Ending, definitely interested in this one. This feels like a Kataki matchup. Even if it just taxes their mana a little bit, it's good. Grist is a removal spell. Outland Liberator is a removal spell. Lavinia Meddling Mage. Plague Engineer on Phyrexian means they can never activate an Inkmoth Nexus. Magus the Moon means that too. Spellskite can hijack Modular, but I'm not convinced I want that. And I don't think this is a Kenrith matchup. It is definitely a Solitude matchup. I don't think it's a Magus matchup. I might be overboarding here. I think I can cut Giver in this matchup. And that does give me, like, I think killing their permanence is more important than protecting my own, where Kataki, Prismatic Ending, yeah, all of these are just removal spells. I like this. Let's do it. And I'm going to keep this. We got a little Outland Liberator action. They mull to 6. They're kicking it off with a Llanowar Reborn. Props for that style. Major style points. Horizon Canopy, Birds of Paradise. Drawing Prismatic Ending's nice. That lets me on curve cast Outland Liberator and exile whatever they do next turn. Maybe I wanted to lead on Noble Hierarch, just planning for the future where Outland Liberator is attacking every turn. Just making it... Like, I don't really need red mana. I do have a black card in my deck, though, so nah. But I still think Noble Hierarch was probably the play there. Inkmoth Nexus is in play. Yeah, Birds of Paradise is also a flying blocker, if that becomes relevant. Ooh, that's tough. Yeah, just kill my bird right away. Fair enough. Not gonna be mad at you for that. Prismatic Ending can find a home here. I think clearing this out before they can pile more counters on it is better than sticking Outland Liberator and hoping to go to Clown Town in the near future. And now that we're here, I actually think that having black mana is more important than having Exalted at this point. Like, I could just jam Shalai next turn and have this giant meat monster in play. Ravager. All right, am I shocking this in for Shalai? Or am I going Noble Hierarch? So if I shock this in... Okay, no, I am holding on to Shalai, but I am playing Outland Liberator and Noble Hierarch. This at least has Kasali Pride Mage mode if they're threatening lethal. And if they ever don't cast a spell in a turn, I'm just in Trigon Predator murder mode. Second Ravager, okay. Third Ravager, alright. They are here to ravage. I am not going to block. I can afford to take 1 damage here. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not enough to Shalai. I will get my Devoted Druid in, though. Just threaten the top deck, because Shalai's in hand. Any tutor or whatever, any route to Vizier is GG immediately. Ringleaf Drum, okay. And they're Hellbent. Nice. Firing up Inkmoth. Yep, don't care. Yeah, they can like attack for up to 5 damage this turn. Maybe it's 4 and a poison, 5 and a poison. It's not very impressive, whatever it is. And I am going to draw a card with Horizon Canopy, because any look at Vizier is just game here. Okay, we got there. Got there twice. Green, green. 1, 2. Finale. Search my library for Vizier. And I have 2 different win cons in my hand. Whole hand rolled up. This is a 4-1. Just got to click through it. I'll see if they're willing to concede to the Shalai, or if they're on just like the full make me click everything. But Finale will end this game very quickly, even if they don't click through the... Like, I don't even have to click through Shalai and buff my team. Okay, cool. Yeah, game 1, they made me click, like, play into their outs, but it's game 2, the match is over. They know I can get this done in 16 minutes, save both our time, and a 4-1. Lost a Dredge in round 1, and then never faltered from there. Lost every single die roll in our Mana Dork fast mana deck, which those decks generally thrive on the play, and just didn't happen at all. Didn't need it. You can totally rebuild this deck to address Dredge if that's something people are doing. Like, I kind of wanted a Collector Oof in the Tron matchup. I kind of wanted Sanctifier Invec or additional Endurance in the Dredge matchup. And when you have 8 tutors in your deck for creatures, plus the ability to dig with Recruiter and whatever, like, you can play one of bullets like that and really target your matchups. This particular list was not ready for those decks, but I still beat Tron and still split the difference with Dredge. Pretty happy with that. The deck definitely felt powerful. We did not play against any decks that are just loaded with removal. Like, is it Murktide with their 8 lightning bolts? Didn't play anything like that. Or Grixis Shadow. Didn't run into that. Don't let the LURRUS ban fool you. Grixis Shadow has been a tier 1 deck in Modern long before LURRUS was printed, and that deck will still be around. I imagine those matchups are tough, but we dodged them, and that's where the fair plan would come in anyway. Like let them waste their early interaction on your Devoted Druids and whatever, and then you're just like King Kenrith, Lego, later on. The deck has a lot of plans. I think we used them all. Like, we did go full Reality Smasher with King Kenrith. We Shalai'd both for like Dominaria Limited mode and for combo mode. Magus of the Moon hard carried the Tron matchup and then also helped win the Dredge matchup by taking them off their colors. We had some giver turns where it was like, do I just jam my important thing or do I take a turn off to set up giver? And giver did show up strong. Eladamri's Call was great for both combo and for hate cards. Finale, same thing. Even got to cast Turntimber Symbiosis, which hit a Walking Ballista that arrived as a 3/3. Nice. Just, it's like they designed this card specifically to hit Walking Ballista in your combo deck. I think the only card in the main deck we never used was Deputy of Detention. And then out of the sideboard, the Meddling Mages and Lavinias, we didn't play against any of the matchups those are really for, which is like the Cascade, Living End kind of thing. But they did show up. I did bring them in here and there. I wish there was more graveyard hate, but that happens when you play against 40% Dredge in your league. And like I was saying, that's all customizable. You might not need 2 Meddling Mages and a Kataki. You might not need 3 Brent and Forge Tenders. Like, there's choices that you can make here. You might not need the main deck Deputy. You can tune this wherever you want to go. There is a creature for everything. Really cool deck. Owen, thank you for sharing it with me. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Patreon, check out the Discord community, and I will see you next time.